it goes back to that on the other side of fear is courage. This is why a lot of people, they just say, oh yeah, I don't do a resolution or I don't do a goal or whatever, because they're already thinking about failing.
Yeah.
So they don't even want to talk about it. And for some of us, when we think about what we could want or we look over the edge, it makes us feel like a failure or less than because we're not there yet, which like insinuates, quote unquote, that we're doing something wrong in our current. We're not. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now.
Here's the deal. We're two moms and we popped babies out in our 40s. And it's hard.
It was hard.
It's also the best thing that's ever happened to either one of us.
Yeah, but now we're moms in our 40s.
In our 40s.
With preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's bring the community together of women.
All the moms, 40, 20.
And also, like, let's just talk about, like, real shit. Real life, real women shit.
Yeah, real women shit. Let's do that.
Shit's hard. And also, it's funny. Life is funny.
Let me just pull my bush out of my bush.
Cheers. Cheers.
Unfiltered.
Because if you want a show, we're a shit show. We're here for you.
Yeah. Welcome.
To Mature-ish Mamas, I'm Cal.
I'm Megs.
And we are feeling mighty mature today because we're talking about goals and resolutions, which is
right.
adult stuff.
Grown up. That's mature.
That is grown up, you know, although we are going to have the kids do it on our New Year's Eve party too. So I guess it's for all ages.
It is. It covers all age groups.
You know what? Because if you want to ever make any sort of progress in your life, you might want to just think of something you want to progress in.
Yep.
Progress.
You might want to just think about progress and then progress in it.
Yep. And if you're not wanting to progress, then don't progress.
Nope.
You don't. That's fine.
Don't
can
do it.
You do you, boo. That's what we're doing. But you're probably progressing one direction or the other. So if you don't know if you're progressing, you might be.
You're regressing.
You're regressing. You got the regerts going on.
Yeah. You want a pro, not re.
Yep. I do. I mean, I do.
Sometimes.
There are absolutely seasons of rest and recovery and relaxation, and they're so important. Or even like by seasons, I mean like it could just be like an hour in your day where you're like, I'm doing absolutely fucking nothing during this time. But
those are good words.
they are. They
Relax and
recuperate,
recharge, but regress.
Yeah, maybe not. You don't.
Yeah.
Those words are going to help support you in moving in the pro words,
That's
in the
right.
proactive. But the regress is just, you know,
straight sliding.
Unless
back.
you want to go backwards on like, you're like, this year I want to regress on my dick level. Like, I don't want to be such a dick. So I'm going to regress that.
Oh,
How
I
about
was
that?
like, I'm like,
That-
what? I'm like, how does that work?
Do you really want it less? Tell me more. You guys, we've had some time with our family over the holidays, and there's a lot of conversations where, like, you know, our nephew is just like, hey, you guys been popping up into my FYP, and that's neat.
That is neat.
Yeah.
That is neat. Yeah. And even Johnny's coworkers popping up on his FYP. And I was thinking about it. It had to be the Mature-ish Mamas first because he said there's a copycat.
Yep.
So he's
Copycat Callie.
So look at us.
Copy Cal. And we kind of like brings up that mind frame where we were like, we kind of felt like we might have honed it down a little bit. Like we started out a little, we were making babies, we were doing actions. And then we were like, oh gosh, dang, is my uncle listening to this episode or my, you know?
Yeah.
But we decided, fuck that.
We were regressing.
We were regressing in our authenticity.
We ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. So disclaimer, if you guys remember what our show's about, the unfiltered part of it, if you are our family, thank you for coming this far and goodbye. Just kidding. You can still watch, but just don't. We don't care if you judge. Just don't. I don't know.
Just don't judge it to our faces.
Yeah. Just only talk
Just
shit
judge
behind
our backs, okay?
Please, that would be
just
great.
like every other self-respecting adult human who.
Just pretend like it didn't happen.
Yep.
You didn't see that episode. You don't know what we're talking about.
This isn't real. This isn't real.
Yep. Fabricated completely.
It's a show. It's entertainment.
Yep. And when we're talking to our women, all our lady friends, all our mom friends, whether they're 40, 20, you know, we got to tell them what's up. And
we got to be real about it.
And we got to talk about all the details sometimes. Sometimes we do have to give a little too much information.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Like, what's your dick level at?
Do you regress?
Are you regressing in your dick level
this year?
Are you progressing in your dick level? What is your dick level?
We are preparing for a hardcore season 2. If you guys can't tell, season 1 has been fun, but season 2 is about to hit. Hit like the dick.
We're gonna season that 2 up. Let's get it.
Get it. You guys are like, wait, is that all we're talking about? Yeah, it is. I'm hot.
Yeah, you are, girl. Yes, you are.
And you're not. That's right.
Damn.
Anywho, for reals though,
you could open her up a little bit, get some vents in there. Did you button it? Maybe that's why.
Yeah, let me vent her up, and also you guys can see my Sharpay. What's what
Tete.
Tete.
Sharpay Tete.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, see, a little vent action.
Also, I look fresh and fly.
Yeah, you
do. Okay,
Macklemore, if you want to do a remix, call us.
You know what? We
We're
have
available.
a little bit of time in 2026, but not until the second half because we're really booked up the first half
Of the week.
It's true.
Just kidding.
No, that's true because I'm going to be hitting that radiation hard. So we're busy the first week of January, and then after that, we're all yours.
Yeah, we got some time. We can fit you in. We'll pencil you.
Pencil you on in.
But yeah, because we are really super busy. Starting now.
Starting right now. It's like game on.
Yeah.
So we have not honestly like sat down. Like I love to do this in business adventures and in life, but like to sit down and think, what do we want 2026 to look like? What do we want your next year, next month? But you know, for us personally and for our show and for our people, our community, our women, our squad.
Yep.
And we haven't really got to do all of that because we've been holidaying so hard. Because you can't holiday hard if you don't do it hard.
Yep. Can't make it
Yep.
hard if you don't blow on it, or I don't know.
That's the truth right there.
So there you go. Blow those holidays.
We've been blowing right through them. So we are going to dive into some different conversation about your potential goal setting, whether it's for the new year or for the new month, or just because you're sick of what you have going on. And the last episode, though, if you guys didn't catch it, we gave you some basics, like the definition and explanation.
Yeah, like a framework of how to get started.
Yep. And we talked about your one word. This is just your little quick recap. So if you don't want to go watch the whole episode, you're missing out. But here you go. Your one word, which is just a global theme of the year. And then we talked about your goals, which are just things that you might want to have. Like, it's like,
things that you're trying to just
like,
kind of.
You pointed it and you're like, goal. That's a goal. That's right. Goal. You
Goal.
look, goal. Right there.
Goals.
There's my goals right there. But resolutions, English, you know, it's fine. That's one of my new
First
years of
language, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's not like I really have a second or a third. So like the English one is still hard. But the resolution is where you have a commitment. Like it's a no matter what, like I'm going to make that happen, which does feel much more heightened than just pointing at it and say, I want that. It's like, no, I'm going to actually get that.
This is what's happening in 2026.
In 2026.
Yes.
In your next month, in your next week. So, and we did break down 10 different areas of your life so that you could decide what you want to work on this year.
Yeah. So go back and listen to that one, get those 10 down. And then if you already have, welcome back to this episode.
Welcome.
And then we're going to kind of expand on how to get all that done.
Do you want to should we start at the beginning and share what our one word is? Because I do think everyone could very simply, because we didn't share ours. We hadn't decided them yet.
Nope.
And that's one thing we decided. We haven't gone through the rest yet.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I want to hear yours because it's so good and I'm stealing it. So
my word this year, my password is.
Get ready for this, you guys. Get ready to write this
down. Magnet. That's what my word is this year. Magnet.
Not maggot, you guys.
No.
Re-listen. Magnet.
Magnetic. I mean, all of it. Like just bringing in all the abundance of what is meant for me this year and allowing it to come right to me. Mm-hmm. Just come to me and getting it in. I
like it because when we were doing like the goal thing where you just like point at it, it's like she's combining like the goal with a resolution where she's just going to be like, that's what I want that abundance of wealth. Just point at it and it's going to magnet.
And it's going to come to me.
Zip.
Yep.
That's her second word. You can have a secondary word. Zip. That's science.
It's like,
so yeah.
It can't not do it.
Can't not happen.
So
when Meg shared that one, because I had already been playing with the idea of wealth or health, or they say like do WELLTH, like wealth. But you know what? Sometimes I'm just too timid on things, like especially well, I don't know. Like I talk about big goals and I run after some things, but when it comes to the money portion, the wealth, there's been something that's stopped me in the past. And
I think just to acknowledge, I think that is one that a lot of people have a barrier with.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're undeserving or something, there's a barrier with making the appropriate and deserving amount of money that you can.
Yeah, and we have a lot of us have so many negative connotations with wealth and what that has meant for certain people. But there are so many abundantly wealthy, giving, loving humans. And I can tell because I still feel like I have to sit here and like justify the word.
Yeah, and
you don't. So after going through all of that, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to like go like, of course, health is, I need to work on, I don't need to work on it, but I get to be in my health for this year. But that's just a natural part of what I know I'll do anyways. The wealth word is what's going to challenge me to sit in situations instead and be like, February 15th, whatever's going on. And I'm going to think, are my actions, is what I'm doing right now, reflecting what my overall word is of wealth? Like, am I projecting that? And in wealth, that's wealth, monetary wealth, wealth in relationships, wealth in love, it's abundance. And so when Meg said the word magnet, I was like, oh, it's beautiful.
It all goes together.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. So I do like to have a secondary word a lot. So I am going to have like that wealth magnet. Like it's got to be right. Wealth magnet.
Yeah.
Bam.
There you go. Done.
There it is.
And what's so cool is it's your word and you can make it whatever you want it to be in definition as well. Like she's saying, wealth, maybe you think it's just money and maybe that's for you and that's your word and that's awesome.
Yep.
But maybe you do want to expand on that where it is just monetary and then it's also in your relationships and it's also in your whatever you're trying to cultivate your life into.
Yeah.
Is you're making it your life wealthy. You're proing it up.
And I think that a lot of people, if you are picking your word, which I know we mentioned this in the last episode, but like if you're picking it and you don't feel excited about it, it's not your word. Yeah, grab out your synonograph, aka
thesaurus.
Synonyms. Your synonym.
Season that shit up with some fucking word in.
Yep. And then see like, oh, now that's the one that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I was going to try to think of another word for magnet and I have nothing. So
there is nothing else.
Because it's amazing.
Because it's a magnet and it's coming straight to you.
And it's science.
So
physics. So that's what we have for our one words. And let's move to the next part and
is setting those resolutions around the 10
your goals or your resolutions. So like if you did pick an arena of your life that you want to improve upon, like I'll give you mine, Megs. Like I know, of course, I want to hone in and focus on my health this year. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's going to be a natural part of what I do, but I am still, I've got probably another 6 months of recovery and surgeries and I don't really know what. So always just having that be a part of my life. That's going to be on I will tell you more like my goal level. Mm-hmm. It's not so much a resolution. I don't need to have 14% body fat and have a cut 6-pack and have, be running a marathon. That's not like, it's more just like, I want to point and I want to see healthy to my cellular level. I want my body to just be healthy.
Great.
So that's one of mine. But the other piece is really what we're doing. So getting to be back in business. So this doesn't necessarily have to do with the money piece because we had finances and we had your business, your hobby. This is our hobby, business, pursuit, passion. So my really focus of where I want to define some more specific resolution is going to be in the I want to call it my passion because I don't know. I can't put it in a different quadrant,
Well, I feel like that's really cool to think about too, is that because, again, this is all just yours. So if this hits 3 things, then great. Then those are your 3 things. And you can now check off. I mean, who doesn't like to check something off? Now you're checking off 3.
Checking off all these boxes.
Checking the cash.
These boxes. Oh, ski, boxes.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that because then it's like, okay, now how actually successful am I feeling in what I'm getting accomplished in my 2026? If that's your overall goal or your overall resolution,
is
by focusing on this, I'm hitting this, and this.
Yeah. And it's when I look at the reason I got here or why I feel like I've ended up here is because over the last couple decades, I've had so many different times of my life where it has been business growth, personal growth, different. I don't know. Like there's been these like stages of like aggressive work, right? But then I've had this last 4 years has been very much about relaxation, health, recuperation, regeneration, all my re's.
All your re-re's.
And it's been so focused on me having that presence. And I feel like I want to step into this successful state of business and supporting women and helping you guys as we're building back up our programs and just, putting laughter and joy out into the world, even when terrible, there's shit going on, getting that out there. And I feel like I can do that while still being present in my life, which I had to do those over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Before I could get back here.
Yeah.
So I guess I want to share that because as you guys are picking which area you want to work in, there's going to be different seasons of your life where like, I really would like a #1 podcast and an incredible, supportive women for program for women. And I'd love to have all these different things and have this incredible income. But also right now, I just need to work on being freaking patient and present because I don't have that. And that without that, anything else, the wealth portion of it doesn't mean anything. If you can't be happy with what you have, you're never going to be happy with what you get,
Yep. That's the dang truth.
That is.
And, everyone's seasons are different and that's just part of life. And I know personally for me, this is a very exciting, but they're scary season for me because I am actually recreating I'm becoming a whole new person. My life is going into a whole new era that I didn't even know that I wanted until it was here, until it was coming my way. And then I was like, oh, yep. Okay. Yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
It was never even on my radar until it was here. And that's amazing. And now I get to be so excited, and I am so excited, and I'm also a little bit scared, but it's also allowing me to step into this amazingly courageous person that I am, that I can be, that I've wanted to be, and now here I am. Here I am given the opportunity to actually step into that and risk it and be whatever it's going to be and be okay with whatever it is. But I know it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But like that's scary at 44 and 7/8.
Yep. 44 and 22 23rds.
To do, but it's also it just is another thing that goes to show no matter age doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter anything. What's amazing is that I know I've really gotten to sit in this space in my head for a little bit, just like feeling what's coming up, thoroughly thinking about where I want it to be, where I want it to go, and been given the opportunity to do so. So here it is. Like it's now or never, maybe, probably. Yeah. And knowing that in my heart, I always knew this is it. This is whatever this is what I was supposed to have. This is what I was supposed to be doing. This is where I'm supposed to be. I have never felt more authentically who I am in a space to share ever in my life. And then also just being able to show up and do life with you, with our families, and with my son is just like, it's incredible. And I'm so stoked. And that's really where I'm going to focus on being. And that again will trickle out into everything that comes. Yeah. Me stepping into this is going to do the rest for those little things, because everything, I know we're talking about picking one thing on your goal list or your resolution list or your,
right.
List,
categories.
Whatever that, categories.
Yeah.
And me by picking that one thing, and I'm going to focus all of my energy in that, will trickle out into all these other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if I had to pick what category you're talking about, I don't know if it would be like, it's like the passion and personal growth like together, right?
Yeah.
Like it's your becoming, which we didn't have a category for becoming, but that is a huge deal. And what it made me think about right when you were saying the beginning portion of your statement is that on the other side of fear is courage.
Yeah.
and you are choosing to step into a place that's uncomfortable, that you haven't done, that's going to be this, it's new and different, and you don't have the like the automatic reinforcement, and
like a safety net. Or,
yes, yeah,
yeah.
It's like you're going into something, which is where you get to really grow. It's like your butterfly, your cocoon.
I feel like
stage.
I do feel like it is, and I feel like I had my little caterpillar era, and then I got pregnant. And that's when I went into a cocoon.
Yep.
And I got to do
your body turned into complete mush.
Mush. I mushed down in that
mushy.
little cocoon, and I just during these first 4 years of his life, I have also been able to rebuild, put some wings together.
Yeah.
Getting ready to, it's cracking open.
Yeah.
I'm going to fly, girl. We're going to fly.
Oh my gosh. I'm so freaking excited about this.
Me
and
too.
For those of you who have been following along, you know that like from bits and pieces, you've heard how Megs is like authentically at her most core young baby self. Like think about what you were like when you were a 8-year-old girl or boy, whoever's watching right now, uncles and our nephews. When you were at that age and you were just like, you're like just going after your brightest little self, right? So
yeah,
if you guys have heard, like she's jukebox Meg, she sings all the songs, she's been a performer, she's been an actress, she's picked different careers that have her lent her into getting to be in front of people and on that like sort of like influential like spot, you know?
Sure, yeah.
And there's so much artistry and creativity that maybe being in a dentist's office you didn't get to utilize as much for a different part of your career. So like it's like to watch her go back in and get to come out as who she always has been and always was and is meant to be, but it's freaking scary to be, because being a creative, building your own programs, being an entrepreneur, we had to sit down like, hey Megs, let's talk about your like blocks.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about mine and let's talk about yours.
Yeah.
About why this is difficult for us to step into and actually call this a career path when people are always like, so how much you make off your podcast?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not the way podcasts work.
Yeah.
You know,
and that was never the goal necessarily for this
portion.
Avenue anyways.
Yeah. Yep. This is our creative flow. And we're not Joe Rogan, who awesome job making that sort of money doing that. Slow clap, fast clap, all the claps. But it does lend itself to stepping out into a very uncomfortable space to be like, I am going to create a life, that magnetic life, that wealth, without having, like you said, it's like, you're not getting the $25 an hour or there's no guarantee.
Yeah.
You just go out and one video hits and she made $100 this morning. That's pretty cool. You know, why not? You just never know.
Why not?
Why not?
And I think that's one thing that is hard, or has been at least hard for me, and I think there's probably people who can relate to this, is that the possibilities are actually endless. Mm-hmm. There are so many revenue streams and ways to happily make your money, if that's what you're looking for, in so many different ways, that it's like that cookie cutter societal setup that most of us do and most of us have, and I was okay with for a really long time. That's what was kind of freaking me out. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, but I can just clock in, clock out, I get a paycheck, I have health insurance, and yeah, it's Groundhog Day every day. And you know, like, and I have I was never super like unhappy, but it was like, meh existence.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. Let's party on the weekend, whatever, you know. If we want to go somewhere, I got to ask for the time off though.
Right.
You know, like those like things.
Yeah.
Where this is just like when you really allow yourself to open up your mind into what can be.
Yeah. It's pretty incredible.
It's freaking awesome.
And it's interesting because I bet a lot of people are probably still just kind of like looking around, listening to this, being like, what? I still don't quite understand what they're talking about, which is okay. You're probably just still in a different season or chapter where it hasn't like, you haven't been like bumped or pushed to like kind of just like look over the edge yet and see what's out there, because you're honing in on something else. Like you're probably really perfecting a different skill that's going to serve your life so much right now. Like you're building this bond with your kids right now now, or with your spouse, or with your spirituality, or there's something that you're really honing in on. And that's incredible. There's going to be probably a time in your life where you're like, gosh, everything else is kind of just good. Like maybe I do want to look over this edge and see if I want to freak myself the fuck out. And like, do I want to jump? Like, do I want to do it?
Yeah. And maybe it's not in a career wise. No, maybe there's other things to jump for too.
Yep.
Maybe you just kill it at that corporate ladder and you're just climbing it up, and that's awesome for you. And I love that. And then maybe you do want to look over and be like, man, I could have the best marriage ever, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Or I could really become an Olympic swimmer if I wanted to.
I could swim that Nile River.
Yeah.
And that's what I could do.
Yep.
And I think for a lot of us to even step into that, it goes back to that on the other side of fear is courage, because making changes. This is why a lot of people, they just say, oh yeah, I don't do a resolution, or I don't do a goal or whatever, because they're already thinking about failing.
Yeah.
So they don't even want to talk about it. And for some of us, when we think about what we could want, or we look over the edge, it makes us feel like a failure or less than, because we're not there yet, which like insinuates, quote unquote, that we're doing something wrong in our current. We're not. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Like all you're doing is you're allowing yourself to dream for something more. And maybe you start to get it and you're like, well, never mind.
This isn't it. This isn't the one.
I didn't want it. But at least you tried the shoe on. You just, if it's a stiletto or a boot, Doc Martin, you just got to put it on for
stripper heels, whatever you want to try on.
Walk around in them for a minute and see. So I think as you guys are picking where you're going to dive into for your next season, just know that you're not, even if it's a resolution where it's like, I'm going to get this no matter what.
Yeah.
It's no matter what until if something, not until, it's not like it's always going to change, but with the acknowledgement that when you continuously follow your heart and you listen to yourself, there will be times where you thought you wanted something and you didn't, and that's okay. So don't think like, I'm committing to be a number one podcaster. Then eventually you're like, you know what? I'm just not having very much fun anymore.
Yeah.
Like you get to change your mind.
Yeah. And I think just like we talk about a lot in perspective is just changing the perspective of looking at how you're showing up for that. If you can show up for everything in your life, knowing that all you're going to get in the end is a lesson or success, then there is no such thing as failure. You're not going to fail at anything because there's always something at the end for you. So
a lesson or success, I just have to let that sink in. If you guys didn't let that sink in, those are the only two results of whatever you're going to pick.
Yeah.
And the rest of this. So as you guys are sitting here, maybe you have not gone through the categories yet, but you have thought of something that's just on your heart. And I think I always just like to use the weight loss example, Megs, because it is
so popular, especially this time of year.
It is, yeah. And it's just it's the number one resolution still. So looking at, okay, I really, my goal is you point over and you're like, I want that energy. I want to, look similar to that or whatever. So that's your goal. That's just here's something. But my resolution is, you know what? This year I am going to, and it's really good if you can put a number on it. A lot of people call them your SMART goals, where you're very specific and measurable about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to lose 10 pounds.
Yeah. Or even if it's I'm going to go to this workout class every 3 days every week for the whole year.
For the whole year. Yeah.
At least 3 days.
Yeah. So getting it to something where you can put a number, for us, and this is really difficult. We haven't got to sit down and talk about, again, our goal and movement and bringing our brand forward. But it's that's probably going to be one of the areas where we start. It's we're going to meet for 3 days a week for 3 hours. It's going to be this much time that we're dedicating so that we can step into it. Because that's where the second piece comes, is when you think about your specificity, but then also where I see so many people fail. And we started to talk about this last episode and then we stopped so that you guys couldn't hear it all, is that you try to do so much at once and that doesn't work for the majority of us. So you say you're going to get healthy this year, and then you spend the first week buying the perfect outfit and getting the perfect gym membership and figuring out all the different places you're going to go and creating the scheduling and then finding a nutritionist or a nutrition coach. And then you're going to lay out your meal plan, and you've got this many macros, and you're only going to have 1,400 calories, and it's going to be 180 grams of protein, and you got to have, 2 gallons of water. And you got, like, all of a sudden you're so overwhelmed that 2 days into your goal, you just
it's unattainable.
Jump
that
back
way.
on the couch, grab yourself a cocktail and say, fuck it.
Yep.
I'm not doing it.
Yep. In your new running shoes. You're sitting on the couch.
Check out.
Look
at these girls go.
Yep. Yeah. Because that is unattainable. And that's not fair to do to yourself either.
Yeah.
So.
And the top, like the one little baby % of you guys that can handle that, we're not saying you guys go for it because you, but the majority of us humans need to learn habits on a slow level that are going to create a change that makes the change become comfortable. Yeah. And this is a lot about what part of our programs are going to go through, but where you can look at making this change. So you want to lose 10 pounds. Picking one thing and sticking with that one thing for an entire month. And I know that it might feel slow to do that, but slow is fast in a lot of ways, because in slow, you don't quit. So you get to the other side. But when you try to go so fast, you never even make it a block.
Right.
Because you're winded.
Right. And if you really sit and think about the scheme of life, 1 month is quick.
Yeah.
That is a lot. That is fast. And if you can do one thing for 1 month, you've got it down, and then it's done. Because we've probably lived 1,500 months already.
So that was the right math. That's exactly how many it is.
It is.
I'm proud of you.
Think of I could have had 1,500 skills already down.
Just down pat. And when you make changes like this and you find creative ways to make it more fun, it's not always going to be like perfectly fun. If you've been eating sugar all day, every day, and you're going to try to reduce your sugar intake, it's going to be there's a little bit of a process. Like this 21-day portion where you're having to retrain your habits is going to be, it can be challenging. But if you're starting with something small, and if you start off, if you're able to do it first thing in the morning, whatever that one thing on your checklist is. So let's just say you want to improve your marriage. So every single morning within the first 15 minutes, I'm going to complicate. I'm going to compliment.
I'm going to start an argument.
I am going to fuck him up. I'm going to tell him all the things he did wrong, why he's not good enough, and why our marriage ain't working. Okay.
Because he's got to get better if we're going to get better.
It starts with you, not me. Right? So remember, it always does start with you. So you wake up and you're like, I'm going to compliment him, and I'm going to give him a hug and a kiss every single morning.
No matter what happened the night before.
No matter what. And that's just, you're going to do that for 21 days straight, and then let it trickle on into a 30, because it's not, I mean, it's there at 21, it's closer to there, but it's not all the way there. And you can pick whatever arena you want to work on, where maybe it's your spirituality. I'm going to read for the first 10 minutes in the morning, and I'm going to connect, or I'm going to pray. I'm going to do gratitudes. So with your most ability, your highest ability of doing difficult things is the first thing in the morning, because your brain hasn't got to turn on yet to tell you not to do it. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, and the hustle and bustle of everything that happens because the second that your feet hit the floor, it's like go, 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 go.
And then
if you got kids and blah, 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 it's like, yeah. So take that time for yourself to do what you want to do for you.
Just the one piece.
10 minutes.
Yeah. And so some of you guys are going to say, I can't because my morning schedule. I get it. So you're going to have to swerve. Yeah.
But you can.
You can go to bed 10 minutes sooner, 10 minutes earlier. You don't scroll the 10 minutes. Like, you just adjust.
Unless you're on our page.
Yeah. Then it's fine. Just keep going.
Then just stay up all night.
Go to bed at
like everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Comment, share. But I think about one of the biggest moments where I had this shift, Megs, was, and we'll talk about Miracle Morning Routine later, because it'll be super supportive.
Yeah,
for you guys.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to become a runner, or I decided that I was going to start running, and I had to because I hated running. until I loved it. And the only way I could do it is I had my shoes and my clothes sitting next to my bed. And I could, like, when my eyes opened, I couldn't say like I want to go back to sleep. There was no snoozing. It was like, put your shoes on and go outside. And after 10 minutes, when I realized where I was, because it took me that
Your
long.
brain is online again.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm like, well, now I'm already a mile from my house.
Yep.
So, or like,
And
really,
you got to get back somehow.
so I gotta keep going. And what was really cool is that habit became so ingrained that I remember like maybe like 3 weeks later, a month later, where it's Saturday, I don't have to go for my run today. My body was like, it's craving to go for this run. That's wild.
That's amazing. And also, I think just as an adult and on those types of things, and as women, how often do we get the chance to give ourselves the moment to feel proud of ourselves?
Yeah.
And I bet you felt really proud of yourself. After so long, you're just like, gosh, I'm doing it, man.
It's part of me, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's such a great, I think, just addition to our conversation is as you're choosing the one thing that you want to change, maybe you're like, you know what, Kel, I could do 3 things. Like I could drink my water and I could put on my running shoes and do a 5-minute walk and I could tell my husband I love him. If you can handle all 3 of those, that seems like a lot to me though, because are you going to tell your husband you love him or are you going to go for running? I don't know. Like,
you're going to wake him up at 5 a.m. I love you. I'm running.
Bye. Is it making our relationship better?
Yep.
Or, you know, but after you pick that one thing and you pursue it, recognizing yourself through celebration, which I've never been great at. I'm just like, okay, next goal, let's do it, you know, but giving yourself the opportunity to be like, hey, that's pretty badass. Look what I just did. That's important to do.
I think so too.
So good.
Because it is, especially as a grown up, we do just kind of get into the routine and you just have, especially as a mom, you just do what you got to do. You just get done what you got to do. Sometimes you don't even think about it. You're just like, I'm picking up, I'm cooking, I'm laying down, I'm picking up. Blah, blah, blah. But it's like, if you could take the moment to stand up and get home after your run and you're breathing heavy and whatever, and you're trying to chug down some water and you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you for doing that today.
You know what's my favorite?
Smack yourself on the ass.
Some of my favorite posts are, especially in January, are when people are celebrating and honoring themselves with that. And they're just like Flex Friday, or they're like, just finished my run. Or like, I love to watch people make a commitment and then use social media as a forum to check in, because it's giving them something that's the checking of the box.
Totally.
Is when they post and say, I still went for my 5-minute walk this morning. I still did it, even though today I didn't want to. And it's such great motivation for most of us. Some of us are listening to this right now and they're like, I hate those bullshit posts. I don't want to see your stuff about you doing things. And I'll tell you the reason why you hate it is because
you ain't it.
You ain't it. Yeah.
That's why.
You hate us because you
ain't us. Because you're an anus.
You guys have seen that movie, right? Because that's not ours, but that's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I thought we just made it up. What movie is this?
You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, you know me. I'm the worst with movies. But it's the one with that guy who's he's got like the one facial hair that's kind of scraggly, and then he's in the movie where he gets the tattoo on his back of the family. And he runs a paper factory. The dad does.
He runs a what?
A paper factory. I think it's that guy. Yeah, and he's like charming. Yeah, the dad does, and then he's like a text mogul. But that's not the movie I'm talking about. The movie is the guy that's in that. He's in this one, and I think they go do. I think it might be called like The Interview, or they go they're like going international, someplace that maybe they even like cut the movie because it was so inappropriate. Anyways, he says, "Oh, you hate us because you ain't us."
That is The Interview. It's Sacha Baron Cohen. That guy is the guy who does Borat.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well.
Anyways, you guys, you're welcome for that.
If you know what it is, can you leave it in the comments?
Can you tell us? Because that's how I tell.
Neither one of us know what it is. Actually, I don't think she knows.
I think I probably don't either. It's not ours though, but Meg thinks it's ours, so it is, because she's never heard it before, and you have maybe or maybe not. Anyways, but that's the person who's upset.
Yeah.
Is, so if you want a couple different like tips here as we're moving through, right? Is that you're just the tips.
Here are the tips. Ready? Go.
Is picking something. So first of all, like pick your quadrant that you're working in. And if you can have some sort of measurable, like your SMART goal. Yep. Second tip, right? So you know what you're running after. And Megs, so it's hard for me to even say that because in our business, I used to always be so measurable. Like we're not doing it unless I have this, okay, we've got 1 million followers, or we've sold, we've got 300 people in our programs. Like that used to be my brain was like, and that's what I preach from stage. Like that's what you got to do.
Sure.
But now
very analytical.
Yeah. And now the way that I see things and I've seen results occur, it's more to me about what you were saying about, I'm going to take this specific measurable action and then the rest is going to occur. Do you know what I mean? And I can shift if we need to do more. But like, so right now, when we started off with this podcast, the thing we knew is we were going to have a show every freaking Tuesday morning for the entire year. So we made the commitment to 52 measurable episodes.
And we did it,
And we did it. And we
low five. Because I know you can't. Okay.
No, I know I'm a high five soon, girl.
Yep.
But isn't that cool? Like
that is cool.
So this time around, I think that it's more so like it's figuring out the actions that are going to get the result. And that's what I want to focus on committing to, and starting with, we already have the 52. So we're not going to let that one go. We're going to build on, because that's what really being successful in your resolutions or your goals is going to be picking something, achieving something, celebrating something, and then moving on to your next step.
I love that. And that's such a simple solution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here they are.
Yeah.
Do those steps and you too can have everything we have.
You can be
successful.
Yeah, but if you look at, I think that in your guys' minds, as you're sitting here and you are thinking, I do say that resolutions, goals are bullshit. Maybe this year I will pick the one word, or, you know what, I always go so hard and I know that's why I fail at it. So it's just too much. I am going to pick the one goal, or I never celebrate my damn self. You're right. Like I'm going to celebrate me, and then I'm going to celebrate and stack, right? You're going to create it, do it, celebrate it, stack, keep going over and over again. And by the end of this next 12-month period, imagine all of the new skill sets,
all the stacks you got.
Yeah, that are a part of who you are. So it's not difficult for us to get together and do an episode. It's not difficult for us to edit an episode. It's not difficult for us to want to go to the gym in the morning. Like we have a lot of different habits that we've been creating over the last 700 years, because we're mature-ish.
Yeah.
But all of those different habits that we've been creating are stacked so that we're able to keep moving forward. And maybe some of the habits were like, that one, it doesn't need to be as high on our list anymore.
Exactly.
But we're stacking, we're moving. We're stacking, we're moving.
I love that.
I know, me too.
I'm excited.
Me too. I'm ready for this next phase. If you guys are watching and you want to share, because when you share, this is a big thing, is there's this declaration of what you're going to do. It's very scary for a lot of people. You sharing the beginning of the show probably felt a little scary, even just to say that.
It is. It's scary because then you have this feeling that you have to.
Well, and that people, again, but so we already gave you your out. We already gave you your out.
Yeah.
So if you say that you want to lose 10 pounds and that you realize a part of you, like losing 10 pounds is going to be that you have to move for 10 minutes every day and you have to eat less fried fast food, and you're like, I'm never going to do those things, but like I always, like that's the lifestyle, then pick a different goal. Like if you choose that one's not for you, that's okay. You don't need to look like this or like that, because you're making the choice, you know? And if you don't want to do what it takes to improve your finances this year or your passion project, then
don't do it.
Then you get to pick something different. And if you pick it and you declare it, and then in 2 weeks, you're like, this isn't sitting well with me, guess what? None of us are going to judge you for it.
No, I mean, and that's really where it needs to be. You just need to own it. It's yours, and own exactly what you want for your life. And it's one of the hardest things, especially in today's day and time, is owning what you want to do for yourself and not giving a fuck what anyone else thinks about it. Because that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because everything is a stage. The world is a stage more than it ever has been for everyone. And it's like, here, everyone look at this. And then I think that puts even more pressure on you, because you feel like if you fail, then everybody knows and they're going to be thinking this or doing this or saying this. And it's like, go ahead and do it, because we've already talked about if it's not success, then it's just a learn. It's not a failure. And then you can show up that way and be like, okay, well, guess what? I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So here are the things I learned from that. And now I can pick a new word and move forward with that one.
I love that, Megan. I love it. That we just got serious. Megan
and Callie.
Rebecca.
Callie-Ann.
I love that. Oh, geez. You know what? You look at the people where if you have a deep rooted fear of judgment, which most of us do, it is protecting your ego because you're scared to be out on that stage. But I will tell you, every single person who has come to the other side, every other person who is pursuing their passion, who's pursuing growth, who's pursuing a little bit more abundance and joy in their life, they are going to cheer for you when you fail.
Absolutely.
They're going to be so proud of you for trying.
They're going to cheer for you in
No
every
matter what.
step of every motion that you make, no matter what the outcome is.
Because you're making motion. You're making movements.
Because they know, because they are the people that are doing the same thing. And then I also feel like when you are in that and you're totally just focused on growth, personal growth, whatever that is, it's like all that other noise is just noise. You don't even really hear it anymore. You know what I mean? Because you're just like, oh, but I'm over here reading this book. Like, you know what I mean?
True.
Like, oh, what, you're mad about that? Sorry.
It's where your focus is.
Yeah.
And your focus isn't there. So you can't even understand why people would feel like that anymore because you're celebrating. And by the way, moms, if you are not pulling in some of this for how you're raising your babies, I really encourage you to go back and listen one more time as if you're talking to your children about this, because we have continuous conversations in our household where we talk about failure and how, like, I mean, if you watch any Cocomelon or most of your shows on Disney, you're going to get one of the lessons, right? Where it's like, oopsie, I made an oopsie. Isn't that what you always say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, I made a mistake. That's all.
And when we teach them to learn from these different pieces, they're going to be willing to fail, and they're going to understand that it's a part of their growth, and they're going to try more things, do more things, and discover what they really love, and then they're going to achieve everything. So listen again with a parent's ear and think about how you're supporting your kids, whether they're preschoolers or they're 35 years old, in pursuing their greatest and ultimate joy. So yeah, girl. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
New Year's. Or
Here's
whatever
to
time
the
of year.
The year of the horse.
The year of the horse. This is the year.
This is the year.
Yeehaw! Saddle up.
Ride that pony.
Saddle up, cowboys. Come on, ride this year. Choo ride it. Come on.
It's the year of the horse.
Oh, guys, we love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. We only have a couple more episodes of this season, and then moving on up.
Yeah, we got season 2 coming out.
Season
Remember,
2.
we're seasoning it up.
Woo! Right at your doorstep. So
it's gonna be tasty.
we love you guys.
We love your guts.
Can't wait to see you next Tuesday.
That's right.
Yep.
And hear about all your goals and your resolutions and what you're going to be working on this year. Leave us a note, because we're going to be cheering you on through all the way.
Every single time
Dashing
you fall
all the way.
flat on your face, we are going to dash you with our season.
We might giggle a little bit, and then we'll put your hand up and
pick you up.
Pick you up and
We might-
clap and say, let's get going, girl.
Let's do it again. I'm going to roll around.
Get back
down there
on that
again.
horse.
Come on, ride that horse. Okay, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.
Record.
Check out my stash. Mustache. Why am I? Ooh.
I feel like I'm going to burp. And then it's just going to be fur everywhere.
Sorry to steal your thunder. It's what we do. I'm throwing paper.
There's a lot of options.
Season 2.
So I'm excited. Like, season 2.
I want to wear this every other day.
I think this is just going to be my regular jacket.
Oh, baby burp.
How did you just get it out like that?
I was actually, I had it in there.